Okay, welcome back to part 2.
We're here to do this again to get a little bit deeper and further along in this awakening process.
Yeah, we don't want to do the videos too long or give out too much information that's a little too overwhelming.
Yes.
So, part 2 of the awakening process, we want to talk about some of the physical symptoms in the body that you're going to experience. We were talking in the earlier video about your the process of awakening and what can happen maybe emotionally or physically in your life. And the way that you see and perceive things. If you haven't watched video 1, go ahead. I would watch
video one first.
Because this is just
This is just the
adding on to
continuing,
that
yes.
So when you have an awakening, you can start to experience some emotions or physical symptoms now in the body. And that can come in the form of aches, pains, tension, anywhere that there's a body ache. And typically when this happens, you're gonna maybe get some emotions come up to the surface, or you might have some memories come up for you that are triggers or bring on a certain emotion, a feeling, or a thought, and how that experience was for you, whether it was traumatic, and most of the time it is something that was traumatic, that comes up for you to reprocess again, because these are tools essentially for you to utilize by finding what lesson was in that experience and moving forward from that experience in any way that's possible. And typically the way you do that is by forgiving either yourself or that person in the moment and trying to understand why you had to experience that and what did it teach you.
Yeah, that could be like having a bad breakup, a breakup with somebody that you've been in a long-term relationship with, and now there is a separation, and so because you've had that separation, there is an opening that you have that you don't even realize is there, and sometimes when that happens, then it leaves room for change to come in and for those thoughts to all of a sudden shift, and now you begin.
There can be hardships that you experience because of the traumas that you've experienced, and if they are ones that you are not able to solve and move through on your own, or you don't have a close friend that you can open up to and trust in this way when you're being vulnerable, you can always reach out to us, because we are spiritual therapists, and we've done many sessions with clients to help them move through childhood traumas or abuse or life experiences that were very traumatic, and help you to move from those pains that you may be still experiencing every day because it was that traumatic, and you're still having those memories come up for you, and you can't move past it, and you just keep finding yourself stuck in that place of unhappiness and being unable to move on from that experience. And this is what you're called to do when you have these awakenings. Some of these will come up to the surface for you to look at and reanalyze them again, reprocess them again from a different
and evaluate how it serves you or how it holds you back.
Exactly.
Because it's going to work one of two ways. It rarely works both.
And you definitely want to just love yourself through this process as well, because this can be very hard and difficult when you don't understand what's going on. And hopefully these videos will help everyone who is having that experience and they just do not know what to do and where to find their footing, or how to move forward, how to heal, how to come out of, and what exactly is even happening to them during this process of awakening.
It really is. I can tell you that when it was happening with us, it was a process that went on for the first, say, 6 months was really just kind of exploring. It was seeking and looking and learning and seeing what resonated now, because things that had been truths for us in the past kind of no longer held water, so to speak. They just really didn't make any sense. And how did we get into that? That's what we started questioning, is why would we do that? I mean, why would anybody do that? When you start looking, it just changes you, and it does. And again, like she said, words mean something. Like when we heard the word inspired, and everybody says, oh, that's so inspiring, it's inspired. That word actually means, in a separate terms, in spirit. That is a connection. And so when you're creating something, you're inspired to do something for another person, it is your now connection to that spiritual realm. And that begins to happen more and more as you awaken. That opening becomes there. There's no longer this, it's like taking off rose-colored glasses and really beginning to see the truths that are out there. Instead of what somebody has told you, you seek your own truth in your own experiences, and what works in the life that you're having, and in more information that you take in.
Right. What happens is knowledge becomes something that you begin to seek.
Yes.
And through the knowledge you experience, and through our experience we gain the wisdom. So somebody can tell you something till you're blue in the face, and you'd be like, oh wow, that sounds really hard. Or you may have judgment on what somebody has gone through, because you yourself haven't been through that. And that's where judgment comes from. When we have judgment, it is because we haven't had that experience, so we can't understand people's actions in it. And so when you finally go experience it yourself, you eliminate the judgment, because now you have that experience, and so now you have wisdom gained from it, so that you can now do it. It's like the parents who try to prevent their kids from growing up. They want to stop them from, like, ooh, if you do this, you're going to experience this, and we try to stop them from falling off of that ledge, but it actually stops them and prevents them from learning lessons
their
on their
growth,
own,
right? Yes.
You prevent them from learning consequences from actions. And as much as we want to take care of our children every step of the way, and we feel like if we don't, then we're a bad parent. If they fail, we fail. And that is untrue. We can do what we can. We can give them breadcrumbs. We can give them advice, and sometimes it's not solicited advice, because we care about them. And you can always approach a situation through that lens of saying, I care about you. I'm just going to throw some
wisdom on
advice
you.
out here.
And
Exactly.
advice,
Just want you to be aware of all your options, those kinds of things. I'm not sure if you had this perspective come in, because I can see things from a higher vantage point because I'm older. And, just offer it that way, because young souls, they might not have the vision, but just because they're young doesn't mean that they're not an old soul.
Exactly.
Because we can have, during this reincarnation process, our children could be our great grandparents, just coming through for more lessons, and they chose this lineage to keep coming through so that they can keep working on the karmic lessons and transforming all the hardships and the any of the struggles that they were able to work on and we haven't been able to heal through. So back to the awakening, you will experience some of those things that this is the work that actually has to be applied in order for you to graduate this class, this new level of experience. There is work that's involved in it.
Yeah.
And this now becomes more personal because it has to do with you. It doesn't have to do with what everybody else says to do, what everybody else says to believe. This actually is now you doing your work, you applying what your thoughts are, what your truth is, how you want to live, and according to your own approval, not anybody else's approval.
Right. It's you will quit asking, am I crazy? Okay. You will quit accepting somebody else saying you're crazy. Because the fact of the matter is that once you move into this and accept it and begin your journey, it feels so good, because you finally start saying, oh, this is why I'm here.
You've adjusted to that new pot that you've planted yourself
That's
in.
exactly right.
So now
that pot feels
you got
good.
used to this surrounding, and this environment allows me to grow and expand.
Right. You are no longer stifled, right? You're no longer stuck in a repeat program, wash, rinse, repeat. You're no longer in that.
Exactly.
You're now experiencing.
You broke the code.
That's right.
You look out of the matrix in some sort of way, and you're going to keep doing that over and over again. You just are graduating levels of awareness, and each more will be revealed to you. More things get revealed, and more communication comes through from your guides. And so let's talk about that. So not only can people awaken and have these experiences through trauma, but sometimes it is through cosmic events. And it is something that is destined. You're meant to wake up at this moment in time, because it's like, you're being activated. And you need to start fulfilling your mission, because we need your support. You're meant to come in at this scene, and, you're going to be the knight who saves the princess. It's that kind of thing when you see us all as actors on a play. So now these cosmic events have happened, and now you can be awakened in that way, or through solar storms. This is where the sun is emitting all these high frequencies to the planet, and that's where the aurora borealis comes in. You see all the
Colors
energy and the
yeah.
colors and everything.
That's where you
because
see
it's
the
hitting.
energy actually moving. You see physical energy shifting around and moving.
Yeah, it's the planet's aura. And so she starts receiving this this light from the sun, and light holds information. And so when that light starts hitting the planet, it also hits us too, because we're energy, and so we pick up on the energy and the light and the information, and it starts to hit our auras and our own magnetic fields. And when that energy hits us, it can be extremely intense, especially because we're so dense, when the light hits us, it can be a lot. We can start to have the physical symptoms in the body aches, some people can get nausea, dizzy, heart palpitations, headaches, extreme headaches and migraines,
exhaustion, just
stomach aches,
yes.
Issues in the digestive system,
dehydrated, you just
a lot of physical symptoms start
yes.
to happen, because when the light hits in, it has to hit through all the different layers of the aura, and it'll hit the spiritual body, and then the mental, the emotional, and then the physical body. And so if you have lessons and karmic situations or traumas that have happened in the body, those are going to be the areas that you're going to feel the pain in, because it's blocking. There's congestion in this site, and it's going to work its way back out to filter the system. And I'll get more on
so when you awaken, Brandy, that's when we start to notice that we have physical symptoms and everything, all related towards like our emotional states and how we feel about things, and if the planets are shifting and moving around and we're reacting to that, right, because we've started to awaken. Now we can start to recognize our thought processes, right, and how they affect us and where those thought processes came from.
There is a connection to the inner and outside worlds, yes. So your thoughts, your emotions affect your physical body.
Gotcha.
And traumas can sit in the body because the body records everything.
Yes.
And it's just like people who go and have surgery, how they can have those ghosts, the phantom symptoms of having the knee pain or, some kind of pain where they had something removed. They feel as if it's still there. And it is still there energetically. It is still there physically. No, we've removed it out of this dimension, but it still exists energetically, because everything is energy. So when we have this information that starts bombarding us, you just start receiving tons of downloads, and the downloads are information. You start seeing things in a whole different perspective, in a whole new way, and you want to seek more and more and more, right? You want more information, you want more light, you want more connection, deeper connection.
Yes.
You start becoming a spiritual seeker. You start looking for...
You'll start talking faster. Because you have so much information that's coming in, you must tell.
We got told that you guys speak so fast. Because we were just, I don't know, there was so much that was coming in. And so we were like, oh my God. Blah, 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 blah,
we did. Sometimes somebody said to us, and they were listening, they were like going, how are y'all hearing what you're saying? Because we finally realized that we weren't actually speaking so specifically. We didn't have to give each other a full sentence before the other person was picking up the picture. And so we were able to move very quickly and go, oh.
Easily grasp concepts that would have been really hard to grasp, And
so you will have that, and that's normal. That's not crazy. It really is normal for the process that you're going through. And it does calm itself. It will. You will go super, super charged, because it's like brand new stuff, brand new information. Super excited, because this means freedom, right? It means I get to choose some things here that I never thought were possible. And that's what awakening is, awakening to all the possibilities of you and what your life is and what you can achieve being here on this planet.
Every choice is going to get you onto a different timeline, a different experience, and a different outcome. So your body is a portal for awakening, and if you notice, you start listening to the body and its cycles through what's either happening in the cosmos, because everything happens in the macro happens in the micro, right? Everything is is a reflection.
That's
And
the
so,
as above, so below. You've heard that.
and as within, so without. So everything is going to be reflected to you. Things that are in here are going to come to the surface
Yes.
for you to process and analyze and relook at again. And that'll be another video where we talk about the shadow work and what that means. And I also want to talk a little bit more on the different dimensions on Earth and Earth as a school and why we all came here, what the school is, what is it, what are we trying to graduate from learning.
Yes.
And that one's going to be a fun video because I really can't wait to do that one. I think that's going to help a lot of people out to understand why we're here and what your goal is. Right?
Exactly.
All right, so keep doing your work and don't worry about being alone, or that this is actually
Or something's wrong with you. It really is something's becoming right with you.
the pain is only temporary.
That's right.
And it's just when you do feel like you're exhausted, don't push yourself. You need to rest, drink lots of water, because you don't want to burn out, and that's what can happen too, is if you're just constantly, going.
Yeah, and sometimes just take out a journal and just start writing things down and leave them to the side. You don't have to go back and read them or anything right away. It just is a way for you to express what's happening, and then you can kind of sometimes go back and look at it and go, oh, that's what this is. That's what was happening to me. I remember that now.
Especially if you don't have anybody who's in your immediate
Yes.
circle that you can talk to get to throw ideas out, or to go, guess this is what my experience was, or I had an animal that just sat there talking to me, you know what I mean, and it's in its own way,
Yeah, we have bees that will come and just sit right in front of us, just like at eye level, like looking you dead in your eye. Just sit there, buzz around, just look. Things just start to happen that for you they will be miraculous.
Yeah,
Enjoy them.
It makes you feel connected.
Yes, yes. Take
And
it in, make it a memory.
that's the spiritual seeking, right? You will start to expand
Yes.
what you believe and what you consider, what God is, what spirit is, what source is. It's all.
And what your life truly is and what it's meant to be like. So until we talk to y'all again.
Yeah. Everybody take care.
We are your spiritual therapist.
Check out all of our links below for any more information or contact with us. We'd love, if you have any questions, you can comment below. Or if this video helps, we'd love to hear from you guys and your experiences.
Absolutely. And we
during
do
your awakening process.
Online sessions. So you can book us online where we just sit like this and we have conversation. We go over whatever it is that's going on with you, and we're very reasonable. So check
or
us
if you
out.
want a reading.
Yeah, we do all kind of things, but we can do anything online. If you're local, something like that, we can kind of figure out if we can get together in a time where both of us are available and we can meet with you, and we could do in person. But for those of you that aren't close by us and would like to invite us into
Host
your
a retreat or
Yes.
anything like that, we're open for,
Well, we
many,
do
many
spirit
things.
parties too,
do
where
do
we
spirit
bring some of our gemstones and stuff, and we do read cards, and we are able to
intuitive games.
Yes,
and
and
get
just-
people to expand.
yes, we can be the life of the party if need be. So anyways, enjoy your awakening and welcome to the tribe.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a great day.